Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Bavo van den Heuvel. This is just a picture to open up your minds for those already sleeping. What would you think if you found out this picture with somebody you wanted to date or to want to hire at your work? What would you think about these people? And now to turn it around, what would you think if somebody finds out this picture about you? Then that's me. That's me. What I want to tell you tonight is I'm an applied privacy specialist. I'm a consultant, in fact. And I want to show you how you can hide a bit or clean up your identity you leave, the traces you leave online, which is very important. The Belgians here in the room know that a few weeks ago the Belgian railway company lost some data from 1.4 million people. Their first reaction was quite childish, I think. They just shot at a piano player. But in fact, it's a really big risk, and they just forgot the right security measures. When I talk with people about privacy, they tell me, oh, but I have nothing to hide. There's no problem, privacy, I have nothing to hide. But I don't think that's the right idea. It's not about hiding bad things. It's about knowing that what you share on the internet can be seen by anybody that you don't know in beforehand, and for the purpose you don't know in beforehand too. That's very important to take that into your head. Identity theft is one of the problems. We give lots of information in order to have a magazine, to have something for free and so on. But do we really are convinced that those people that ask for that information, they have a legitimate ground to process that information? Can we complain about what they process our data for? This is a typical form that you fill out. For instance, when children want to go to school, you have to fill out the name of the child, of course, but sometimes they ask for other information, the family, where you go on holiday, the annual income of the company, and after a while you get maybe some direct marketing, some information, or a photographer calls you to take some pictures. This is a baby, unwanted gadgets included. I have 3 children, people with children know it too. Child is born, you get a special paper, you go to the local community for the registration of the child, and after a few weeks, all of a sudden, you receive all kinds of marketing stuff for the mother and the baby and so on. Did you ask for that? When did you give your agreement to that? This is a funny one. 5 minutes after being drunk on Facebook. So it's a guy who has a small car accident. He puts pictures on Facebook. Haha, small car accident. Together with a picture of the party he just had. Fills out a form for the insurance. Nobody was injured. But after a while, the insurance company finds out that he put a picture online, and they refuse to pay them because they think he was drunk. When you go for a loan, you buy a house together with your partner, you go for a loan, they always ask you all type of information, and based on that you get a special rate. I have 2 companies. Also for a company, they also ask you lots of information to get a special rate. This processing of data has to be transparent. This guy has a problem. He never finds a job. Every employer looks up people on the internet, he finds out something, and they say, okay, sorry, you can not be hired for the job, but they don't give you the right reason for that. Maybe they looked you up. So my motto is, look up your privacy hygiene on the internet. When you go to a hospital, probably you go there to solve your health problem with a healthcare provider. They also ask you all types of information, normally only to help you, but they store that on computers. What is it used for? Do they put data analysis on it? Are you in a kind of a profile? Will your insurance company read that? Will your employer read that? We don't know. This is Jos, and Jos is not an IA. That's somebody who puts something online to sell. But you see here Jos, you can find his email, you can find his telephone number. Other people can find that too. If Jos wants to work for Amnesty International, I think he might have a problem. In this case, it was just he was selling it for his neighbor, who was ill or not good in internet. A lot of sports clubs put even Excel lists online with all the members, their addresses, their telephone numbers, their mobile phone numbers. You see, for instance, here, we thought you were ill. The trainer there, in fact, could not go to work because he was ill. But that weekend, you could find pictures of the match they played online. So it's quite strange for his boss. Yeah, I forgot to tell you, naked women, it's important to stay awake. Sorry for the women. Next time I will show you some naked men. These are, of course, the women of fame, and I support, of course, their protests. But in the end, maybe they will regret what they did at that time. It became in the papers and so on. It will become difficult. Place, time, amount, identity. When you go to a shop, you have cameras there, you have your loyalty cards, you buy stuff. If you have, you pay with your banking card. In fact, you have location-based something. You pay at a certain shop, so they have lots of information for you. What do they do with it? How do they process it? Can you complain about that? Do we know? This is a nice one, also about Facebook. This guy put some Flickr, some photos of all his Facebook friends, but maybe those Facebook friends had quite stringent Facebook privacy settings, but this guy put it online. This way we can know who are his friends, who are not his friends, and so on. Google, we do not share personal information unless we have a good faith belief that disclosure is reasonably necessary to meet any applicable law concerning potential violations. This really, to me, is bullshit. Yeah? I work a lot with privacy. This is bullshit. Why? Because the good faith belief gives, in fact, Google every reason they think is good for their business. So what I would advise you is to shut up unless I know who can hear me, which means clean your online traces. I always use 2 browsers, one for my Gmail account and another browser for my surfing activity. Really do the test. Take 2 different browsers. Do that if you have a Gmail account, and you will see that the search results are totally different just because your profile will not be built up on your search results. Some advice. If on my bank card, I always put 3 PIN codes. That way, if it's found a card, it will be blocked. I use bullshit addresses for not important stuff. Also, your real address, you never have to give it. Real telephone number, unless it's necessary, you don't have to give. So in the end, and it went faster as I thought, see to it that your traces are clean. Maybe a good one is clean it up and ask all your friends, what can you find out about me on the internet? Do some Google querying, do some Google hacking, in fact, and find out what can be found about you and can be used against you, maybe. Okay, thanks a lot.